The final drop of golden tickets are officially here. We have cornerback Randy Moss, who everyone was kind of waiting for. We have Good Morning Madden free safety Mike Evans. We have quarterback Joe Burrow. And finally, we have Caleb Jones, who is one of the craziest MUT cards we've ever seen. We're talking about him in today's video, of course, but that card looks crazy. But of course, if you are part of the 59% of people who watch the videos and are not subscribed, let's change that right now. Head down to the subscribe button, turn on those notifications, so you're notified when my ultimate golden ticket tier list comes out at some point during this week. I'm working on it right now, ranking every single golden ticket that has come out here in Madden 24 in a tier list. So make sure you're definitely subbed with those notifications on. So we're gonna get started here with Mike Evans. And one thing that I've taken away from the golden ticket tier list is that they have gotten better over time. But I feel like in other Madden games, they kind of just come out with one template and they kind of follow it, and it kind of depends on how good the card, the build and other things can be. But this year they've intentionally kind of scaled golden tickets, which is kind of an interesting route because I feel like less people are probably playing the game at this point than when golden tickets started, but it is what it is. So Mike Evans was, of course, the one voted on by, I guess, us, the community, on the Good Morning Madden. So 99 speed, 99 acceleration, 6'5". I think he's gotten a golden ticket free safety like the last 4 years. That's what it feels like. But good impact block, good COD. All those stats are obviously very important. And also the catching stats do matter somewhat for a DB/user, which is how you are going to use Mike Evans. Tackling stats are great. So for the stats on Mike Evans, it's a clear 5 stars. I mean, he's able to tackle. And even physical as well, obviously with him being a 6'5" DB, with really good movement and good enough weight where he can definitely hold his own. He's kind of built like a bigger Cam Chancellor, would probably be the best example. For the abilities, of course, you have these ones, the charges, but I feel like on these newer golden tickets, you don't even really need the charge X factors unless you're using him as unless you're using a quarterback. That's where I would use the charge X factors. But really, every other position that have been coming out recently, you don't even need to use the charge X factor, as it probably just takes up a slot for one of the guys that actually need a charge X factor for them to actually be effective. So for Mike Evans, abilities are obviously gonna be great. He gets reinforcement, which is what I would go with because you're not going to be really pass rushing the card. So reinforcement and mid zone is probably what I would go with. If you go reinforcement mid zone, you're pretty much getting zone KOs all over the field. Even if he's playing over the top, I would still recommend going deep zone or mid zone reinforcement. If you notice some deep zones, he's not really playing like that, then I would switch over to deep zone, but I would definitely use tackle supreme. So I would go tackle supreme in your choice between deep zone, mid zone with reinforcement. And to me, that setup for 1 AP is one of the best in the game with his build, with his size. So Mike Evans, one of the best golden tickets that we've seen this year, just super well-rounded, good versatility as well, with the reinforcement ability as an X factor. And again, you don't even need the charge X factor at all because you just don't need it. You have reinforcement as an ability. Use the X factor on a card that actually needs it for your team. So Mike Evans, clear 20 stars, A+. It's that cut and dry. It's that simple. He's one of the best golden tickets in the game. And again, that will be reflected on the tier list. We now have Caleb Jones, and with Caleb Jones being an offensive air quotation player, I wanted to get my hands on the card. I'm going to be honest for this video, but it's July, literally July 1st today. Happy July to everybody. It just didn't feel like it was really worth it. You know what I mean? It just didn't feel like I wanted to do that when I still need to finish my RPs. And also, I don't even have enough for him right now. So, but there's a reason for this. Caleb Jones is one of the glitchiest MUT cards of all time. So you're probably wondering, why does he have route tech? Why does he have evasive kind of makes sense, but why does he have these abilities? So first things first, here are the stats. Literally 99 in every single stat. This is what a golden ticket should look like. This is probably, the ones that have come out today are pretty good, but this is what a golden ticket should look like. Undisputed, one of the glitchiest cards in the game right here. 99 every stat. I guess the argument would be once you start doing this with everybody, they mean something, because they mean less, but maybe there's less. I don't know. But I think this is what a golden ticket should feel like and what he should look like. A middle linebacker. So if you guys know, you are able to sub middle linebackers in at tight end. So Caleb Jones is a legit two-way player. It's not like you have two different cards. He can play middle linebacker, be your user, and you can sub him in at tight end, and he can run block, catch the ball. You guys saw his stats, Vanguard, yak him up as well. So you don't even really need to use his ability slots, but you can. I would go tackle supreme. I wouldn't really go bottleneck on a middle linebacker unless you have some kind of crazy scheme. But tackle supreme, reinforcement probably is probably better than universal, and then lurk artist so you animate better. On a guy who's 6'9", 370 that can play tight end with Vanguard and yak him up, he's literally one of the best MUT cards of all time. A legitimate two-way player in Ultimate Team, which we don't really see. We see guys that get out of position and you can run both their cards, but one card going both ways, You don't see that. So this one's an easy, I think, A++++ for me. One of the cooler cards we've seen, and all 32 team temps as well, which I should mention. So, yeah, he'll be, I doubt, realistically, should you even try to get your hands on this card? Probably not. If you have 30 million coins, you know, buy them, sure, have your fun. But for someone like me who hasn't finished RPs, I wouldn't go near this card. But he's literally one of the best ones, one of the best MUT cards of all time. If a card like this came out in December, go after him 100%, but it's July, okay? It's July. We have 2 weeks before NCAA comes out. Save your coins, finish your RPs. That's where your focus should be. If you're done with RPs and you still have coins and Caleb's affordable, go for it. But yeah, again, this is one of the best MUT cards of all time, okay? That's all I gotta say. He's an absolute monster. Next up, we got Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow's release, to me, is it like, do I love it? No. Joe Burrow was, of course, if you guys remember, one of the more popular options earlier in the year. But his release wasn't the reason why. It was because he hit certain thresholds early game where he wasn't missing those easy throws. So, you know, Joe Burrow release is decent. It's the same release as CJ Stroud. It's a decent release. I would give it 3 stars for July. It's a 3-star July release where we have options. You don't got to use this. I wouldn't. However, as a runner, he's actually very good. Like 6'4", 221 with 99 carry, 99 move, 98 COD. He's actually going to move really well. So you don't think of Joe Burrow as a ball carrier, but this one is a very good ball carrier immediately. So the stats, I got to give him a 5, and build also going to be a 5 as he can still quick juke and he's still a good height. But animations, 3, but 5 stars for both physicals and stats. They're both great. For the abilities, to me, he does miss the mark a little bit, but to me, it's felt like these golden tickets kind of have. I mean, I like Pass Lead Elite. I like Hot Route Master. I would definitely run these 2s for 0 AP. And then here, I would probably actually go with Gambit. I think Gambit's an interesting ability, and I think that it'll kind of set Joe Burrow apart because no one else really has this in the game right now as an ability. So I would say go with Gambit. Gambit, Pass Lead, Hot Route. Wouldn't even go with Truz. Right now we're at 1 AP, and then I would actually go pay for Gunslinger. I would pay for Gunslinger for 2 AP. We're at 3 AP. Maybe go Gift Wrap 4 AP, and then for your X Factor, I would go with Pro Reads as it does actually ignore pressure. If you play more from the pocket, if you're a running gun guy, go running gun. If you want to go angry runs, you can. Or Omaha, he has all those different options. But I feel like Pro Reads, it makes him immune to pressure. You have Gambit, which is okay. You know, it's just the faster passes that we kind of like. And you have Pass Lead. You have a Hot Route Master. No tack or backyard QB, which would have actually been better here because you also have the added playmaker as well, and you still can make it 0 AP. So I'm surprised that it wasn't backyard QB. So Joe Burrow, I'm gonna give the guy 17 stars, a B grade. Is he one of the better QBs in the game? I think there are a lot of better ones. Just release and even abilities are not, like, to me, perfect. You know what I mean? Against some other guys that we've been seeing. So yeah, we're gonna go Joe Burrow, 17 stars, a B grade. And finally, we got Randy Moss, another card that when I saw these cards were revealed yesterday, I'm like, I might try to get my hands on him, but no. Yeah, I'm good on that. Great card though. Him and Caleb, both great cards, but you know, it's crazy. That's crazy. 6'4", obviously ID build, 210. Has things that matter like COD and agility, and after the catch does actually matter for a corner, in my opinion. I think it really does. There's nothing more frustrating. I've had this problem with Sauce Gardner cards like since I've been using him. He'll get an interception. I have a chance to crib it, but he has that slow, short juke animation. It's frustrating. So Randy Moss being 6'4", 210, having the good juke animation after an interception is going to play great. And then break tackle is also good. Catching traffic, all the hand stuff is good. And then you can see this right here. 99 block shed, pursuit, hit power. For a cornerback, it is all there. And then we head down here for the abilities, and they're nutty as well. If you have a bottleneck scheme, use your 1 AP bottleneck right here. If you don't, go tackle supreme. Another great option there. And then I would definitely go reinforcement, and I could go lurk artist that corner. I don't hate lurk artist that corner, but I would probably actually go avalanche, as I feel like universal and reinforcement they kind of overlap too much to really justify running them. Where avalanche, if you do like hit a hit stick, it's cool, it's great. Will it be super consistent? No, but you have reinforcement and you have either tackle supreme or bottlenecks. You're already looking pretty glitchy there. So Randy Moss, great, and of course you have your X Factor too. I don't know what you really put there. I guess you could go like bottleneck and then run tackle supreme, even if you're in the bottleneck scheme. I guess you could do that, but I would probably go reinforcement. And again, you can even go with universal coverage as an ability if you want, if you feel like it makes that big of a difference. Because on cornerbacks you cannot give them reinforcement as an X factor, so I would definitely recommend going with reinforcement. But Either way, Randy Moss. Oh, and he gets all 32? Wait, do all these cards get all 32 today? Do they all get... Let me check that. Because why would Randy Moss get all 32? Maybe they just giving all 32 because it's the final drop and they're like, oh, these are kind of like the community ones, I guess. Yeah, I guess all these guys get all 32. Does Joe Burrow get all 32 as well? That's interesting. So Caleb gets it, Randy gets it. Maybe that's also why their prices are up, because everybody could benefit from these cards right now. Yeah, and also it's July. No one's like buying the packs anymore, which is kind of crazy. But like Randy Moss, yeah, A+, 20 stars. 3 20-star players in today's drop. One of the best drops of the year comes in July, which is pretty cool. But yeah, a solid drop. Let me know who you guys are picking up. Probably nobody. That's my tip right now. If you're playing the game, you know, maybe these cards drop to under $1 million. If they do, cool, great, and you're still kind of playing the game, buy them. But for $3.5 million, unless you're someone that has 45 million coins, you're not going to go after these guys realistically. That's the truth. So, you have a great rest of your day. Again, golden ticket tier list coming later this week. Depends on which day's content comes out. And of course, as always, I will see you boys in the next one.